I bring you a Swahili narrative or story by the name Kachukua Hatua Nyingine, but in English. This story, you'll find it in Mayai Waziri wa Maradhi na Hadithi Nyingine. She had always been the quiet one. In the village, people said she was obedient, respectful, and a model wife. But inside her, a storm brewed. Her name was Zawadi, and her life had been shaped by others: her father, her husband, her community. She had been married off at 18 to Mzee Baraka, a man twice her age, chosen not for love but for his wealth and status. The wedding was grand and the expectation clear: serve, submit, endure. Serve, submit, endure. At first, Zawadi tried. She cooked, cleaned, bore children, and kept her voice low. But Mzee Baraka was not a kind man. He was controlling, dismissive, and often cruel. He treated her like property, not a partner. Her opinions were ignored, her dreams dismissed. She wanted to study, to work, to write, but he laughed at her. A woman's place is in the kitchen, he said. Books won't raise children. Years passed. Zawadi became a mother of 3. Her days were filled with chores, her nights with silence. She watched her children grow, and with each passing year, she felt herself shrinking. Her spirit dimmed, her laughter faded. But deep inside, something remained: a flicker of defiance, a whisper of hope. One day, while shopping at the market, she met Asha, an old schoolmate. Asha was radiant, confident, educated, employed. She talked, and Zawadi confessed her frustrations. Asha listened and then said, "You don't have to live like this. You can take a step. Chukua hatua nyingine. You can change." Zawadi went home that night and stared at herself in the mirror. She saw a woman she barely recognized. She remembered the girl who had once dreamed of becoming a teacher, who had written poems under mango trees. That girl was still there, buried beneath years of submission. She began to read again. Books Asha lent her, articles she found online. She learned about women's rights. She learned about emotional abuse. She learned about self-worth. She started writing in secret, journaling her thoughts, her pain, her dreams. Her words became her refuge. Then came the breaking point. One evening, Mzee Baraka returned home drunk and angry. He accused her of disrespect, of neglecting the children. He shouted, threw a plate, and raised his hand. Zawadi didn't flinch. She looked at him in the eye and said, "No more. No more." He froze. She had never spoken back, but this time she didn't stop. "I am not your servant. I am not your punching bag. I am a woman, and I deserve RESPECT, respect." The next morning, she packed a small bag, took her children, and left. She moved in with Asha, who helped her find work as a receptionist. It wasn't glamorous, but it was hers. She enrolled in evening classes, studied hard, and rediscovered herself. Her children thrived in the new environment. No shouting, no fear, just love and laughter. Zawadi began writing short stories inspired by her journey. One was published in a local magazine. Readers praised her honesty, her courage. She was invited to speak at women's forums to share her story. She stood before crowds and said, I took a step. Nilichukua hatua nyingine. You too can take a step. Mzee Baraka tried to win her back. He sent relatives, offered money, even threatened, but Zawadi stood firm. She had tasted freedom, and she would never return to chains. Years later, she became a teacher, just as she had once dreamed. Her children went to the university. She published a book titled Hatua, Nyingine, a collection of stories about women who dared to change.